Who are you? Now, when I ask this question, I don't mean what's your name or what's your job or even what your friends may sometimes call you. No, I mean, who are you, the person? A question that at first seems kind of easy becomes more complicated the more you look at it. So let's break it down and see if looking at it through the lens of Hunter x Hunter will help us draw a more conclusive answer. A couple of weeks ago, I saw this video on Instagram and it basically said to talk about yourself without talking about your name, your occupation, your country of origin, your age, etc. And it made me think, a lot of us define ourselves by these things that very often we have little control over or are imposed on us due to socio-economic circumstances. You'd say, I'm a lawyer or I'm a waiter, when you were not born as that. Who is the person behind the housing of flesh that thinks, feels, and experiences? And in today's day and age, it's harder than ever to dissociate the two, how scarce a concept individuality is. But as I often do, I decided to put this question in the context of media that I have read, and upon thinking, I noticed a similar question of identity being asked in Hunter x Hunter. Starting from the top, when we take a look at the main character Gon, a young boy who defines himself and his self-worth in being someone worthy of his father's approval and standards. Or a character like Kurapika, a person who defines himself through trauma and the weight of guilt, a responsibility for avenging his people. Even with Killua, we see how the so-called boy genius, the future hope of the Zodiac family, struggles to break free of these labels put on him. Whatever example we look at, we see a common theme of characters who also struggle to answer the central question themselves. This struggle for identity mirrors our own, as we navigate a world where conformity often takes precedence over individual expression. We find ourselves ensnared in a web of expectations based on our gender, race, profession, or social status, obscuring the essence of who we truly are. Like the characters in Hunter x Hunter, we yearn for enlightenment, a revelation that transcends the limitations of societal constructs and unveils the authentic self. Now, we have established the parallels that Hunter x Hunter holds to the real world in this context, but what solution does it give to the question of finding out who one is? Well, probably the best way to look at it is through the lens of Gon, the main character. As previously established, he had lived vicariously through his dad and what he thought his expectations of him were. Hunter should be strong and not be a burden to others, or Hunter should be someone who can protect, someone who doesn't lag behind, should be in tune with our surroundings and know the people around him. And while we did see Gon progress rather quickly, we quickly realized it was nothing more than a collision course towards eventual disaster. We all know how the story goes. Gon loses his nen and is very lucky not to die in the process. And eventually, when he does meet his father, he cries about all the things he's unable to do or all his expectations he was unable to meet. But eventually, when he and his dad talk, he comes to realize maybe him losing his abilities was a good thing. Maybe it's time to find out who he is, not who his dad expects him to be. Maybe that enlightenment that brings fulfillment is just by the wayside. On the flip side, we see Killua go on his own journey of self-discovery. He, through pure, genuine connections, breaks free from the idea of himself imposed on him by people other than himself. Aside these two, we have various other characters going through their own journey of self-discovery in the manga. So the question then is, does Hunter x Hunter provide a one-fit-all answer to this question? Well, no. Kinda. I think what the story says is that it's up to you to decide who you want to be. Don't spend your life living through someone else's expectations. Go out and live, love, and experience the world around you. Gon spent his life chasing a shadow, an idea, but he was at his happiest when he was just himself. A kid, a beacon of nature that could sometimes be brash, sometimes be somewhat airheaded, but was good, friendly, a lover of animals, and, like the sun, warming itself and the bodies around it, helping even people like Killua find out who they are, or Kurapika, a person who's filled with rage, finding out who they want to be. And maybe that's you, and similar to Gon, you just don't know it yet. No one has all the answers. I mean, I sure don't. But it's our duty to live and find out, to be in touch with ourselves, because the answers we seek may not be as far away as we might think, but just by the side of the road. So I'll try and answer the question myself. Who am I? Well, I'm a young man with a burning desire to learn, create, and meet new people. I want to write stories and scripts that get people inspired. I'm a person who wants to love and be loved. I'm someone with a huge ambition and a great desire to achieve my dreams, and through that, help others with theirs. I'm also someone who doesn't know everything, and I'm curious to find out new aspects of myself. So, what about you then? Who are you?